back to the final part of the weekly Wolverine podcast for 7/16, and you can tell who we're going to talk about next, the Detroit Lions. So it's been a pretty quiet off season. Hopefully, the guys are just getting to work, getting the job done. I like a quiet off season, and I can't wait for Hard Knocks to come out too. Um, so overall, the news is pretty slow for Detroit, the Lions. So I made an article a few weeks ago about what I think will happen in their first game against the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'll be previewing the rest of the season the next few days. But overall, let's talk about this first game against Philadelphia. A lot of people will think that we have a great chance to win this game. Unfortunately, I looked at this matchup on paper, and the Eagles are actually a lot better than I thought they were. They made some very big signings. Howie Roseman's done a great job this offseason. First off, acquiring A.J. Brown was a pretty big splash. So that just adds to a receiving core that already has, Devontae Smith, and also had, someone step up last year, Quez Watkins. He's looking like a steal out of the 6th round. So the Eagles have a big advantage in the passing game, and in the running game too. Our front seven should be good, but I don't think it'll be good enough to push around this Eagles offensive line, which is arguably the best in the NFL. Theirs and ours are the best. Line should be able to be decent offensively, but I think the Eagles made some good additions there, too, on the defensive side of the ball. I like the signing of James Bradberry from Howie Roseman. Bradberry did pretty well in a depleted Giants secondary last year, had 4 interceptions, and already is going to get to play with Darius Slay and Avonte Maddox. So I expect this offense for the Lions to be able to keep up and make this game close, but the Eagles should be able to win this football game, and our defense is going to struggle. It's not going to be a great season for this Detroit team. I think we all knew that. But we have to be careful not to get our expectations too high this year. I think next year, with some more cap space and some more draft capital, that's when you can see more of these roster holes start to be plugged. The reality is our linebacker position is the worst in the NFL. And when I say the, I mean the with a capital T-H-E. You go into a season with Anzalone and Barnes, you're pretty much banking on development from 2 guys that haven't shown much promise. And that's the thing. You can't fix every position at once. We know that. So that's why we have to be patient. Unfortunately, I think this season teams are going to exploit that weakness. Now, should we be better than last year? Oh, way better. But way better is still not a very high standard. I see a 5 or 6 win team, even though this offense should be pretty good going into next year. But it's not going to be enough to make up for the defensive woes. Aiden Hutchinson will be nice. Maybe someone else in the front 7 can step up. Defensive line might not be too bad. But otherwise, we still got a lot of work to do in the back 7. And that's why I'm keeping my expectations moderate for this season. I expect improvement, but I think the talk of playoffs, we got to tone it down because the Eagles are a playoff team. And they're in a different part of their timeline. No shame in it, not being quite on their level yet. They made those moves in the offseason because they know that they have a good team. And I like Jalen Hurts at quarterback. His athleticism is going to be a problem for this defense. He can run very well, and now that he has some more receivers to throw to, yeah, we're going to be in some trouble. So, my final score prediction. I said Lions 21, Eagles 27. Lions will keep this close because they always do, and it's going to be at home. The place will be rocking. And I think we should still be encouraged about where this organization is going, even if we lose that first game, which is very likely. And looking at the matchups, I said the Eagles' best matchup was their pass game versus our defense, and also their run game versus our defense. I just think they're going to be able to move the ball at will. So, yeah, Eagles 27, Lions 21. And I'm going to make another video about the next game against Washington. I think that's a game we might have a better chance in against the Commanders. But the thing about the Commanders, they're always good on paper, but their organizational culture is just so bad. They should be better than us on paper. But I think playing them at home, especially in week 2, and they never seem to start the season well. They usually play well the first game, and when they play well, they fade the next game. Lions might have a shot. So we'll do a preview on that game next. But otherwise, thank you all for listening to this long podcast. I'll try to get this out every Friday. If not, get it on Saturday. So glad I got everything in. And thank you all so much for listening and subscribing and growing this channel. I want to keep this channel growing to 100 to about 1,000. That would be great. 100,000 would be insane. But for right now, the goal is to get to 1,000 by the end of the year, and I think I can do that. And that's thanks to you guys for your support. So, you all have a good night. Go Lions, and take care.